Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Cody Garbrandt versus Brian Kelleher. Cody Garbrandt is 32 years old, 13-5 as a pro, and he's got 2 inches of height and 1.5 inches of reach over 37-year-old Kelleher, who is 24-14. Anytime I talk about Cody Garbrandt these days, I'm going straight to his chin. That is his primary weakness as a fighter. It's failed him in 4 of his 5 losses. He was undefeated before that first loss, which couldn't be more fucking obvious. I can't believe I just said that out loud. But before that first loss, he had won the championship. That's not so obvious. He was 10-0, 11-0, whatever, and he won one of the greatest title performances ever. He gave one of the greatest title performances ever, and he won the strap against Dominic Cruz in a 5-round fight, styling and profiling. After that, he was knocked out by TJ Dillashaw, knocked out in the rematch. TJ may have been on EPO, but whatever. And then Pedro Munoz, who definitely wasn't on EPO, knocked him out in his fight right after that. And since then, he's had mixed results, but he did have another knockout loss to Kai France, which you could attribute to the weight cut and whatever. I'm sure it didn't help, but I got to attribute it to the chin, just plainly speaking. Cody is not, he doesn't trust his own chin. That's why he fought the way he did against Trevin Jones, which I thought was very wise for him. You know, he's a guy that needs to have no faith in his own chin. Even though he lost to Rob Font somehow by a 5-round decision in the middle of all that shit, in the middle of all those losses. Also, I should mention he was knocked out cold as an amateur against Jarrell Hodge. I think it was his last amateur fight. 3rd round, he was knocked out cold early on. I haven't seen the fight, but I've seen the knockout. So, Cody Garbrandt, he's definitely got that chin to worry about. And against Brian Kelleher, that is on the table. Brian Kelleher has some serious power. It's not like he's Mr. Knockout at the UFC level, but we've seen it on a few occasions. And you could just see from watching him throw. He's got some power. Cody, I think, is better technically than Brian Kelleher. Certainly on the feet. And I don't know if he's better on the ground, jiu-jitsu for jiu-jitsu, but he's less vulnerable, certainly, than Brian Kelleher, and I think he's more likely to win the wrestling and physicality battle and get on top of Brian Kelleher. Cody Garbrandt's a sharp athlete who, you take away the knockout losses, I'd be saying he's smack dab in the middle of his prime at 32 years old. Cody is bigger, stronger, faster, and you know what? Push comes to shove, Cody Garbrandt is still a far above average brawler, just based on power alone, but his chin is just too vulnerable, where that's his number one goal as a fighter. Don't get sucked into a brawl. And especially that Pedro Munoz fight. He was doing well up until he got wild at the end of round 1. And they started swinging right hands at each other. And Pedro was tougher and hit hard enough to knock him out. Brian Kelleher, he's got good power. 8 knockouts in his 24 wins. 10 submissions. Probably 10 of them are guillotines, I'm guessing. He's got a really good guillotine, which I don't envision ending this fight, but I do think if Cody Garbrandt is going to be looking to take Brian Kelleher down, it's just another level of offense he's got to get past, or another level of defense, I should say, he's got to get past. And Brian Kelleher will have that, ready to defend against Cody Garbrandt. Kelleher's biggest weakness has been his submission defense, which on paper shouldn't be a factor in this fight. Kelleher's been submitted plenty of times before he even got to the UFC and since he got to the UFC. He was steamrolled by Mario Batista and Umar Nurmagomedov. Montel Jackson got him with a Darce, and Chito Vera got him with an armbar. I was at that fight. But Kelleher should be safe from submission threats on paper against Cody Garbrandt. I think in general he's going to try to keep himself from losing top position. You know, he doesn't want to concede top position. That's mainly what he's going to be fighting for in the ground battle. And on the feet, I think he knows the path to victory against Cody Garbrandt. It is clipping that chin. Kelleher's got good power. I'd say it's above average. And I'm assuming he's going to be that's going to be plan A of his, trying to clip Cody as Cody's coming in. Cody is faster and slicker and maybe even more powerful. I'd say Cody is more powerful. Cody is the more dangerous guy on the feet, but he is much more vulnerable. Kelleher's been knocked out once, and it was to John Lineker in round 3. John Lineker is maybe the hardest hitter ever under 145 pounds. He's a monster. And Kelleher was able to throw down with him for almost a full 15 minutes. So I consider Kelleher healthier, and I think he's got a chance here against Cody Garbrandt. But my pick is Cody Garbrandt wins a decision. I think he fights conservatively, certainly on the feet and on the ground. And I think tries to duplicate the success he had against Trevin Jones. Cody Garbrandt by decision is the pick. The bet, however, I'll wait to see the Cody Garbrandt by decision prop. But I think Brian Kelleher by finish, particularly knockout, might be worth a stab. Because that is his primary path to victory. Really his only path to victory, in my opinion. Although the guillotine is always there. And Brian Kelleher knows that. So it'll be interesting to see the props. But as of now, Cody Garbrandt is the pick by decision. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.